So what else? Anything? Oh, you know what I did? And we're going to be talking to him in just a second, but I read this entire book, Fake, Forgery, Lies, and eBay. I could not put it down. Even when I was reading it at night and I was starting to like doze off, I would like get up from my chair and shake it off and read more.
Fascinating book.
Yeah.
You know, I read that when I went to Tahoe the other week and read it all in one night because I couldn't put it down too. And you know, it's been a while since I've read one of those books that you just have
and
to
it's set
total
right here
page
in
turner.
Sacramento.
The exciting thing is we're going to be talking to the author. He was a young, energetic attorney who became involved in a game of online forgery, fakes, and art. It landed him on the front page of the nation's biggest papers and under the watchful eye of the FBI.
And on eBay's list of the company's second most devastating PR problem in the company's history. Now the man at the heart of the eBay scandal, Sacramento resident Kenneth Walton, has written a book about his experience. And here it is. How has your life changed since you wrote this?
Well, since I wrote it, it's changed pretty dramatically. I really spent all of it last year just, you know, embroiled in the writing process, and then there was a big break waiting for the book to come out, and now that it's come out, we're just trying to work on publicity, which is a lot different.
But since you've been dealing with this, your life has been, it sounds like, a constant state of change.
Sure, it's kind of been a roller coaster ride. I mean, when I was going through this, this went from basically 1999, you know, all the way until 2004. And it's really kind of a wild story.
You think most people would want to put this story behind them and forget it? What made you want to write the book and open this up again? You
know, I really wrote it for personal reasons more than anything else. It was kind of a cathartic process. When you go through something really difficult, you know, I got involved in some pretty bad things, and I try to take responsibility for it and move on, but the writing process just kind of helped me to deal with that and sort of come to terms with what I had done.
Right.
And I was able to get it published. So.
Now, for those who haven't read the book, it's only been out about a month, tell us a little bit about what Fake, Forgery, Lies, and eBay is about. You kind of became the poster child for internet fraud.
Yeah, in a way. In 1999, I was kind of sort of a bored
child for internet fraud.
Yeah, in a way. In 1999, I was kind of sort of a bored, unhappy junior attorney working at one of the big firms here in town, and you know, I was sort of regretting my career choice. And an old friend of mine, a guy that I knew from years earlier back in the Army, came around, showed me how he was selling art on eBay. I decided to start doing it. It started out pretty innocently, but little by little it sort of grew more and more fraudulent, and I realized that he was using me to pass off faked paintings, and I never represented them as having been done by the particular artists. I just put them up, and there's these art speculators on eBay who would pay ridiculous prices for these things, and so eventually the money started rolling in, and I was able to kind of ignore the ethical reservations that I had. And finally I tried it out myself, and I put some initials in the corner of a painting, and it sold for $135,000 on eBay.
Which attracted the attention of all the major newspapers and,
and the FBI.
Front page of the New York Times. A month later, the FBI got involved, and there was months where we were waiting to find out whether they were going to prosecute this. They eventually did. I cooperated with the investigation, and meanwhile my cohort went on the lam, and the FBI chased him for 2.5 years before they caught up with him. So
I was going to ask you, what happened to him? Where is he now?
He's in prison now, isn't he?
He actually got out in October, I believe, and
really?
I'm not sure where he is now.
Any contact with him at all?
No.
Does it make you nervous? I mean, he was kind of a sketchy character.
Yeah, you know, I'm not so concerned. He's on probation now, as I understand it, so I don't think he'll come around.
No, I thought it was interesting while you were going through this whole ordeal, you were disbarred and began a new career in software development,
yes.
Right.
Which some of the software you developed helped people who like to
use eBay.
Use eBay.
An ironic twist to the story. I decided to go into software development after my legal career ended, and just couldn't think of any ideas for what to develop other than tools to help eBay users. My head had been so wrapped around that for so long.
It's what you knew.
So I ended up building some tools, and it was sort of the right time to start an eBay software company, and that grew pretty quickly. So
now the interesting thing is the feds kind of signed off on it eventually, didn't they? But then it was eBay that had an issue with it.
Yeah, when I was running it, I didn't really make it very public that it was, you know, me, the man behind the eBay scandal, who was also the man eBay scandal, who was also the man behind this eBay software company, and eventually, the feds did find out, and they were okay with it, but eBay threatened to sue me for running it, so I had to sell that. And in the end, that was good. I wasn't really the right person to be running an eBay software company, and that freed me up to write the book, gave me the time.
And you did kind of indicate farther along in the book that there was some good that came out of all of this. What was it?
Some good that came out of all of it. I mean, you know, I stopped what I was doing. I think eBay cracked down on some of the things that we were doing on the site. And, you know, personally, it allowed me to find a new career and sort of redirect my life in some pretty positive ways.
Yeah.
So.
And eBay really was just kind of an open forum for anybody. You have to be really trusting.
Yeah, it was very much sort of the Wild West of the internet back then. And even though they've cracked down on a lot of the things that were going on the site, you still really have to be careful. There are a lot of things on there that you have to watch out for.
Well, and speaking of eBay, I wanted to point out that there is one copy of your book on eBay, and it is currently going for $2.99 as of right before the show.
Oh, or you could get it at Borders.
I know. I was surprised that there was only one copy on there.
There have been some others that have sold for considerably more on eBay.
I'm surprised eBay would allow them.
Yes. I know, after all of that.
You're kind of a bad word to them, right?
I think they make, you know, 50 cents a pop, so why would they try
Yeah, why not?
That's wild. So what's your next career? You're on, what, number 4? Are you going to stick with the author thing?
You know, I really enjoyed writing the book. I felt like my writing improved a lot as I did it, and...
it's very well written, yeah.
It's a fascinating read, too.
Thank you.
I think particularly living in Sacramento, you talk about the Kings, you talk about some different places that we we recognize. So thanks for being here and sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
Fake, Forgery, Lies, and eBay. Go out and get it. It is a great read. A page turner. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Well, your backyard can be a great place to escape from the daily grind if you have the right elements. How would you like to step out onto your patio and into one of